I want to talk a little bit about this car I built here for a client. It's an 86 300ZX base model, manual transmission. As you can see, the car has quite a bit of rust damage, but we just rattle canned it black. I think it looks pretty good. Nice matte finish. We used, oh gosh, TSW wheels with 245/45 ZR17s with 20mm spacers, and then Bennett slotted cross-drilled rotors. With the 20mm spacer, it puts the little cockeyed now, but it puts the wheel pretty much flush with the fender. Some of the other things we've done are we added the what was the name of the company that made the front air dam in the, do you remember?
Kaminari.
Yeah, it's the cheap fiberglass one. You know, a lot of people complain about the way that the lip wraps around the fender there. I had to basically, you know, it looks kind of ugly. It needs to be filled and all that, but it's good enough.
Got to cut it up to make it fit.
Yeah, I had to Dremel it all out to make the edge fit. And as you see, I had to put screws all the way, you know, every 6-9 inches to hold it flush to the vehicle. I think they wanted just like one screw in the edge and then two in the fender liner, and then like one in the center, and it looked just goofy. We added halo headlights, and we actually added a aftermarket bulb in the fog light that changes color via remote, so we can actually make the headlights flash red and blue, which is kind of fun. Which I don't advise doing while driving. Some other things there. The car came with the louvers. I'm pretty sure this was an aftermarket add-on. We took it off and the mounting things were still there. The mounting brackets were still on the window. So kind of looked crummy. So we put them back on there, and it looks pretty good with the black. The car was originally a bronze color, but you know, with all the rust damage, the black brought it all together. Of course, the added Fairlady Z, the Wu-Tang stickers, gotta have the Wu-Tang stickers. And of course, we had the same air dam, or the air dam from the same company, or excuse me, the rear spoiler, or the damn it, what do you call it? Rear valance for the bumper from the same company. We did the same thing. We had to put screws every 6 to 9 inches. Just use a trussel screw or a washer screw. And then we went back to the stock exhaust. Somebody put an oversized exhaust on it at one time, and it didn't fit the opening on the rear apron or the rear valance. And so we just went back to stock. You know, a few other things I've done underneath. I've just we've added KYBs. Is that what we use? KYB shocks all the way around. I didn't lower it or anything. Roads are kind of horrible here on Oahu, so lowering it is not really ideal. But I've you know, changed the diff fluid, changed the trans fluid. That was a bear. Changing the transmission fluid, all the special tools are required to do that. But let's go to the underneath the hood here. I'll look a little bit on the inside here. I mean, we didn't really do too much of the inside yet. Yeah, it's pretty clean.
My dashboard, no cracks.
Yeah. No cracks on the dashboard. The seat bolsters don't really have a lot of wear. I mean, they're broken down, but they're not torn. It is cloth seats though. But as far as rust damage goes on the outside of the car, in comparison to the interior, the car is night and day. The car looks like it's only been driven sparingly on the inside and just sat outside. This is the T-top model as well. So let's look underneath the hood here. We didn't do a whole lot. Just try to do things to make it run better. Oh damn, could you hold it up for me? Gotta change the hood shocks. They kind of died here recently from all the new added movement after sitting for so long. You can see we added the rail dual speed fan controller. I put the temp sensor here with a glow shift adapter and the upper radiator hose. And then I ran the both switched and continuous power for the fan relay to the continuous on, continually on fuses in the interior of the cab. So the fan would continue to run once the car shuts off and cuts off via the sensor. We've also added, as you can see, I added a little radiator cap with a temperature sensor gauge. Updated the plugs and wires with NGK wires. You see here I teed into the AC wire for the override for the fan controller. I updated the optical sensor on the inside of the distributor, and then added the upgraded CDI. This is how I mounted it. You see I ran the wiring down through parallel or alongside the factory wiring, so it looks pretty clean. And then I don't know if you noticed up front, but we added a MSD-6AL black, just mounted over the brake booster with some L brackets. And if you cruise back up here to the front, you can see that I added the MSD tack adapter. So this makes the tachometer on the cluster work properly. And of course we add the optimum battery. Good, bad, ugly, it's there. At one time we put a positive battery terminal connector on there that had a built-in voltmeter, and I think it was draining the battery or put too much draw on the battery and was killing it quick. So we just went back to a positive terminal with a built-in distribution block for all the audio and whatnot. It doesn't have anything super special in it, just an older aftermarket head unit with a kicker 10 and I put a punch 300 by 1 of their little pocket amps on it. Other than that, it's got the of course I didn't say this before, but you can see that the mechanical fan has been removed. Someone upgraded it prior to me to the dual fan setup with, of course, the K&N intake to the airflow meter. They had the fan set up to where it was wouldn't even run off of a relay, or maybe it was just run off of like I think if I remember correctly, it was just a run off a 5-pin relay. So it didn't really have the controller functions as the Durrell. Under here I can control the cutoff point for the fan, and it's pretty nice. Think of anything else we've done to the car? So that's it. That's all the mods to the 86 300ZX Z31 base model. Oh yeah, this is the same car that had the big old what was it, Wings West? The big fan on the back and the spoiler, and the owner decided to take it off because it was attracting too much attention. So that's where our gangster Gorilla Tape is covering up the holes in the original spoiler. But I have to say, I'm pretty stoked. It's not the fastest car, it's not the quickest car. Sure are pretty though. So that's the 86 300ZX Z31 base model.